Welcome back for another episode, Spirit Bus 33 fam. Jyotishamara here, once again, excited to take a little trip with you, expanding our consciousness, learning how to become our favorite versions of ourselves, living more in the now, all while embarking on this wild, wondrous earth experience. Join me each week ish as we evolve together, exploring Toltec, holistic, interdimensional, spiritual minded thinking and practices.
They're spiritual beings having a human experience.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for having this human experience, this earth experience, same time as me. I've quoted this many times and will do it again by Ram Dass. We are all just walking each other home. So let's start with a little safety building exercise here before we take this little trip together. I invite you to join me in guiding your nervous system and resetting your nervous system, some vagal toning drawn from the vagus nerve deck by Melissa Romano. Find a comfortable place to sit, stand, follow your intuition. I invite you to nod your head slightly up, raising your chin to the sky, slightly down, looking down at your feet, back to the center, and gently turn your head to the left and gently turn your head to the side, following your intuition, listening to your body the entire time. You can enhance this by adding in some mindful breathing while you're doing this. Pause the audio, repeat the movements, trusting your intuition as to when to stop, or setting a timer for 1 to 2 minutes and stopping when the timer goes off. This gentle movement, it really helps if we're feeling some overwhelm, or if we're feeling shut down, if we're feeling in this avoidant state of being. It engages the muscles and tendons in the neck, which signals safety while guiding your nervous system towards a place of re-engagement. I've recently taken the plunge into upgrading my expertise to include somatic therapy, and I am digging it. You've likely heard in past episodes me use language like mind, body, belief system. I knew that the body was important, staying hydrated, eating healthy, movement, but I had not done a deep enough dive. Remember those rabbit holes that I talked about in past episodes? They were rabbit holes that you could peer in, but you could get lost in them because they could lead to fear, existential crisis, trauma responses. So there was this need to keep your harness on to not fall in. There are other deep rabbit holes or wells that when we enter in, you know the information's needed. And then you become hungry for more. And then as we consume the information one bite at a time, we start to see the transformation. We start to see the benefits. Somatic healing. This is a rabbit hole as well. that I plan to keep going deeper and deeper in knowing, because I know that this would have helped my younger self. Well, I don't know. She may not have listened much, but I also know that it's helping my current self, my now self, the only true self. We know that healing happens in the here and now because that's all that truly exists. Of course, going backwards, telling your story, understanding generational trauma, understanding the why, it is beneficial. But still, we can only heal, expand in the here, in the now. When we really think about the past, we are truly only able to release, only able to heal by recognizing the places that is noticed in the now. The importance of activating awareness of sensation, the importance of feeling our body right now, these sensations that are present, called a bottom up approach. It's so important because 80% of our sense of safety comes from the body and then into the brain, which really shows us the importance of learning how to reset our own nervous systems. And for the mind part, how to create new neural pathways, how to strengthen the ones that are our preferred ones while shrinking the ones that are not wanted, the ones that are not healthy, a process called synaptic pruning. Use it or lose it kind of deal. Working on the mind and the body starts to unravel this poem of what was, how that impacts the now, the desire for expansion, the desire to step into your favorite version of yourself, which then it starts to tell an unseen, unknown poem of the future that can change constantly from the now. And as we watch the poem with curiosity and gratitude, the belief system starts to become the background sound effects for the whole production. Not because it's not important, quite the opposite. Present in every now, even when the focus is thought to be elsewhere. As if there is some universal law that once the door is open, the awareness towards expansion and love, the helpers are present, hoping to be seen in their mysterious, sometimes subtle, sometimes loud expressions. We then see that the thoughts we entertain become magnets for more of the same. Intentional thinking opens the door of more thoughts, just like the intentional ones, and more signs that this experience, source, enter in your own word, is listening. It's as if we are transmission towers calling in a signal. The signal. I'll pause here from whatever was heading, whatever direction I was heading in, and ask, what does your signal sound like? Visualize that you are a transmission tower. Visualize yesterday. You were going through your day. Every moment, you are a transmission tower, frequencies radiating out of you. What did your signal sound like? Angry? Fearful? Sad? Irritable? You might say, angry because of them. They're harming, they're hurting. Perhaps you're right. They are. They are evil, you say. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps they are. I'm sad, you say. I have experienced immense hurt. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps you have. Of course, I'm irritated. The economy, the injustice. Perhaps this is true. This can all be true. And the question can still ask, what signal are you sending out from your tower? Solutions? Loving awareness that all beings can and do experience their own suffering? Or more of the same signal from the towers you're upset with to begin with? I'm angry at them, so I will act like them to others. I'm fearful of them, so I will stereotype who they are and make assumptions, sending the assumed person judgment, disgust, just like some perceived did to me. And with that energy, we can become a frequency that chastises anyone we assume is against us, creating more hypervigilance, more activations, and less safety in the body. But what if we put out a different signal? What if we became a curious, open-hearted signal? Vulnerable, wearing our armor like a loose garment, which allows for the same frequency to return to us. What if we woke up each day and chose what our signal was? Redonkulous, some might say. I have no choice. Perhaps if you feel that you have zero choice when it comes to how you will feel, act, what frequency you put out, perhaps our belief system creates that reality and you will get more examples of feeling like you had no choice. But what about the in-betweens? The doorways between the moments of distress and the moments of happiness, the moments of sad and the moments of joy, the moments of anger and the moments of laughter. What if in these moments, practices could assist you in changing your signal? What if we can reset, rewire our entire experience? Well, science says so. New neural pathways, new cells, we can reset our nervous system. Holistic minded beliefs say so. Transform your own reality, words are spell casting. Many belief systems agree. But, we have free will here. We have the free will to wrap up in the fear, to wrap up in the anger, to see the cup half empty, to stay frozen, to keep looking at them. We can create whatever signal that we want. Many people are unable to do this work, you say? They're too traumatized. Oh, they don't have the resources. Well, is that person you? All we can do is focus on our own circle of control, which is at the base of our transmission tower. Perhaps if enough people do this and broadcast their truth, they broadcast their love and ripple it out, perhaps we can reach further than expected. The now being the only place that we can transform reality, the only place that we can transform ourselves. Perhaps that we can start making assumptions that good things can happen, that good people are out there, that there are good things coming. Perhaps we can stop catastrophizing. Perhaps we can stop the division. Maybe we can start connecting. It seems to be able to connect, we would need to first start with a connection to ourselves, to our mind, to our body, and starting to form or strengthen an already existing belief system. What is that if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result? doesn't seem likely. And part of that is this repetitive action that you see, but in the human condition is making assumptions. Drawing from Toltec wisdom, the Four Agreements, is say goodbye to sadness and drama. All the sadness, all the drama if you lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personal. The whole world of control between humans is based on that. Take a moment and consider this. And I'm sure for many, there are so many things that have happened to you in the past that you're saying, how could I have been making assumptions? This was a bad thing that happened. But if we release the idea that it was personal, and I know for some traumas, this is really hard to do, but hurt people hurt people. Large groups of hurt people hurt large groups of people. A lot of it isn't personal. I think that when we continue to make assumptions and we continue to take things personal, it is harder to release. It's harder to be able to find space to say, I do have the ability to rewire my mind. I do have the ability to rewire my nervous system. I can lean into my belief system. I can form safety. 3-card reading from the Osho deck, possibilities, some eagle energy in there. Remember, sometimes in order to see the possibilities is we have to step out of our own reality, our own fishbowl, is to step kind of back and back, like a beginner's mind, is to look at things from a fresh perspective. Oftentimes that can be from learning new things. I highly recommend that the vagus nerve deck by Melissa Romano. It's a good one to learn the reset of your nervous system. Any type of reading books, listening to podcasts, doing some, movement to calm your senses, to get rooted and grounded, to be able to see that there is more than the option that is at first at hand. The second card, we are the world. We impact one another in ways that I don't even think that we have the ability to see how it ripples out. I think the most obvious ways, yes, but the smallest things, the timing that we were here or there, or the words that we said to the person passing by, this, it's this ripple effect. And we're so united and so connected, even amongst the division. The final cards is getting to know what your own unique purpose, your own unique gifts are, and sharing them with the world. The Toltec wisdom is so beautiful because it tells the story of we're artists and our life is like our masterpiece. And our gifts are the ways that we interact, and we have our own part, in the healing or in the expanding of this experience. And we have a choice. We have free will. So we can get up every day and we can say, regardless of what's going on around me, regardless of the chaos, is I am going to really try to love. I'm going to really try to be there for myself. I'm going to take the things that I've learned and I'm going to really try to step into that action stage of change so that I can get closer to my favorite version of myself. I'm going to stop doing the same things over and over again and really challenge myself to step into some new energy. My transmission tower is going to be a one that's super bright. I appreciate you, all of you, for subscribing. I am so incredibly grateful for, and my mind's blown by how many people have subscribed. And it's a great honor to, just be able to share what's on my mind, be able to share parts of my week and put them into this type of format, not even, using my face, just words and some animation. So thank you for taking a little ride on this bus. I will hopefully see you next week.